Okay, it's time.
8:01 p.m.
Okay, and we're back. I just needed to set up a little bit and prepare myself for this mukbang because I'm starving.
6.5 hours later.
Alrighty, scratch the mukbang. It didn't work out well when I was trying to eat and read the screenshots at the same time. If you want a mukbang, comment down below. And you know, I'm more than happy to tell more stories.
2,000 years later.
Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. What up? How y'all doing? Because I'm nervous. So for those of you that don't know, and I'm pretty sure that's all of you guys, my name is Denise. I am just a regular college student working at a restaurant, paying for an expensive ass tuition and just living my life and trying to get through these days. Okay, so in today's video, I'm gonna be doing a little story time. I'm gonna be spilling some tea about an encounter that I went through with an influencer, social media influencer, who goes by the name of Ronnie Banks.
Here already.
Let me just do a little backstory before, you know, I start telling everything and fucking, because honestly I don't even know where to begin. He goes by the name of Ronnie Banks, and I've been a fan of him for a really long time. I've been watching him since his Vine days, since he was a Jasmine, since he had Mizo, and then, you know, they split, and then he's with Michaela, and you know, they have a beautiful family, and it's the Banks family. I've been supporting him for quite a while now. This whole point of the video is just basically me
Trying to be an influencer.
and it flopped. Regrets. Tried to become an influencer, and this is my journey to how I got here and why I'm filming. Sit back, relax if y'all want to know what I went through and how this experience was. I wanted to share this story and see if anybody else could relate to it, and if anybody else got the opportunity to work with Ronnie Banks. Just get your opinions on what I could have done better, because obviously I think y'all know it didn't work out. Let's go ahead and begin the video. So sit back and relax, you know, go get your cup of coffee or something, because it's about to get juicy in here. Ooh, I'm nervous. If you like this video, go ahead and comment, like, and subscribe. Might as well advertise myself out here. I'm trying to get that college tuition. Okay, I'm gonna shut up now. Let's get to the video. Okay. Turn off, turn off, turn off, turn off. Let's get it going. Alrighty, let me move my hair a little bit, my little curls. If y'all want a tutorial on this, let me know, because honestly, I'd be down to do it. Okay, so let me just adjust myself. Let me look cute. So for a disclaimer, I will be providing the screenshots right over here. Voila. I'm going to be kind of just summarizing the story, because I just want to summarize it and get through this story as soon as possible so I can get it over with and throw it in the past, because, you know, I want to squash this, and I just wanted to talk about this video to shed some light and also just bring awareness on how social media influencers can treat you. Read at your own pace. If you need to, pause the video. Wait, am I recording?
Bruh.
This all started on October 3rd, 2019, when I got off of work. I was getting ready for bed, pampering myself, and then usually I watch like my favorite YouTubers, which so happened to be the Banks family. And in that vlog, it was Ronnie and Michaela making tacos, and then they just sit down and we're just kind of watching them, kind of like a mukbang, just talking about like their goals for 2020, their dreams, ambitions, what they want to do. I know he mentioned how he wanted to open up like a restaurant and stuff like that. And then he also mentioned a beta program, which is basically a program where he helps like his followers, or he helps others if they want to learn how to run a business, they want to learn how to start a business, if they want to learn how to become a social media influencer and just like create a bigger following on social media, like all of that jazz. And basically he's gonna be your mentor, where he just guides you on becoming successful at this. It's a 90-day program. He's gonna be doing weekly video calls with you and just help you progress through whatever category you choose. After I watched that vlog, it was like 1 something in the morning, and I was like, oh my god, like
I wanna fucking do this.
I wanna be a motherfucking influencer.
who doesn't? I decided that I wanted to message Ronnie about wanting to work with him and why I wanted to do this and stuff like that. I'm gonna be providing the screenshot. Message him on October 3rd at 1:43.
143.
Message him at 1:43 in the morning, tell him, you know, where I'm from and that I'm a huge fan, and I just finished watching his vlog and that I was really interested in doing his 90-day program. I just wanted to learn his techniques, advice, and guidance on how to become their own boss and not have to work that 9 to 5, because who wouldn't want the opportunity to not have that 9 to 5 and, you know, be your own boss and have your own schedule and all of that. So
He messages me back.
says, I'm glad you're interested. He asks me about a couple of questions, what I'm interested in, what are my long-term goals, and what is my budget. And oh, in the video, he also mentions how like Michaela was his guinea pig, on how like she was able to not have to work a 9 to 5 job anymore, and how she was able to learn how to get more sponsorships and not get scammed, and how, you know, Ronnie just helped her become successful through her own name. I do want to mention that this video is no longer up. And honestly, I really don't know why. One reason I was thinking is because probably too many people reached out to him. So he was like, too many people, too many clients, like I can't do this anymore. Or maybe he just didn't want to do the program anymore. Honestly, I really don't know. But
If y'all were true Banks family fans,
y'all would know that video was up, because it was up. Because it was up. I don't have the proof and I don't got the link, but comment down below if you've seen it. I just give him a bit of detail about myself and where I work and stuff and why I want to do it. I think I already said that. And for my budget, I didn't really know how much to put in, but I knew that sometimes you have to put a lot out to get more money back in the future, kind of like an investment. So I knew that making this investment and dropping
That $1,000.
I knew that if I wanted to join this program and make myself better, to become
an influencer,
I knew I had to drop something. He replies to me and says, yeah, he recommends to enroll with $1,000 in his platinum membership, and it was a 90-day beta, and I would automatically enroll in 90 days with the platinum. Honestly, I didn't really know what that meant, but I knew that it was 180 days working with him, so I was like, sweet, $1,000, 180 days, I better freaking get this right. Better make sure I get something out of this, especially for myself. So then he asks me what form of payment. I was gonna pay him, it was either Cash App or PayPal, and I was originally gonna pay him through Cash App, but luckily something was going wrong with my Cash App, so I ended up paying him through PayPal, and that is a blessing in disguise later, and y'all will see why. I end up paying him, and he gives me his business number, tells me to message him through that. I message him, and he basically says, let's schedule your call for Monday. And then I give him my schedule for that Monday, because I do go to school, and I actually said in between those times, but I meant to say like not in between those times. On Monday after school, I ended up messaging him, asking him if he wants to talk about the program tonight, and I got no reply. I was just like, maybe he's busy, he has other things to do, he's an influencer, he's his own boss, let me just let it go for now. But he didn't message me back on that Tuesday, so then I ended up messaging him on Wednesday, and he
never got back to me.
on Instagram. It says when you're active, so it has a little green dot. I would see that Ronnie's like posting on his social media, so then kind of like, when you're talking to someone and they don't text you back and you're like,
Boy, I see you posting on Snapchat, Instagram, post liking things on Twitter, but you can't even reply back to me.
I wasn't thinking too much about it, but I did end up messaging him at night, and I told him, hey, I know you're super busy, especially because you're leaving to Hawaii soon for Bea's baby shower. And I just told him, let me know when you're able to talk about the programs. I was texting his business number, and I told him that if it's more convenient for you, we could talk about this whole thing after he's done with his trip to Hawaii. And he just told me, hey, I've been a little backed up, definitely need to get you locked in with your initial call, maybe tomorrow. I'm like,
You could have told me that like a couple of days ago.
but I couldn't do much. He's my mentor, he's the one that's in charge of this, so I was just kind of going with the flow because I didn't want to push for anything, if that makes sense. I do message him again, and I told him, I'll post a screenshot over here, hey, I'm trying to get a hold of you on your business number, please message me when you can. So I believe I tried messaging him again, I'm not sure, but hopefully it'll play it all out. But I did end up messaging him again. Back to text messages. On Thursday, he gets back to me and he says, okay, are you free now? I have 30 minutes now. And during that time, I was out eating with my family, and I told him that I wasn't free, unfortunately, and probably in like 10 minutes. But I did ask him, how about later in the evening? He asked me what time, and I said 6. He never got back to me, so I kind of just wanted to play it out, make sure I'm going, we have an initial time where we're both free. And I did choose 6 for a specific reason that Thursday, and it's because at 8 I was going to the SJSU event, the Waka Flocka and Sage and Gemini event. So I was going to that event, so I didn't think much about it. Again, was just hoping that we would both be able to set an initial set time and date to when we were both available. Kind of juggling or asking each other like, hey,
Are you free? Hey, are you free? Hey, are you free?
But in my opinion, I feel like maybe I should have initiated a specific time and date because he's busy. So I don't know, let me know. Maybe it's my fault because
Trying to become an influencer is hard.
He texts me that night at 8:30. He says, are you free? And I told him, I'm at an SJSU event right now. Are you free to talk tomorrow in the morning or the afternoon? He never got back to me. Next day, on Friday, he told me he doesn't handle clients on Fridays or weekends and that he's heading to Vegas for a conference at the moment. And I just apologized to him because I didn't really know.
But then,
he said he doesn't handle clients on Fridays or weekends. So I was just going through my day, living my life, enjoying my day off. For those of you that go to school full time and work 4 days a week, your days off are like, I gotta get my stuff done. He ends up messaging me on Friday and says, what are you doing right now? And I said, hi, I'm running errands. Again, it was probably my fault because I probably should have taken initiative to say something and maybe tell him, are you free this time? But then again, I knew he was in Vegas, so I didn't want to bother him because he was at a conference. So again, it was just me being iffy with whether or not I should have taken initiative to ask him. But then again, I didn't want to push it too much because I feel like I was already asking him for too much. Honestly, I don't know. From there, we don't talk for 2 weeks.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get.
I'm just kidding. We don't talk for 2 weeks because he goes to Hawaii for Avea's baby shower. I kind of waited out. I'm like, you know what? Don't think too much about it. You're gotta focus on school and work.
and getting that bread anyways.
He comes back from Hawaii and I end up messaging him Monday, October 28th. They just tell him, I hope you had a good vacation. I was hoping we could
Finally,
do this video. And I just give him my schedule because I did tell him, hey, I'm a full-time student and I do work part-time. I said, I know you're a busy person, so please let me know a set time and date so we can finally get started. Because at least, I don't know for you guys, but I like perfectly scheduled day, especially because my week and just my semester and my work schedule is already set. Like, I want to make sure everything is like specific to like a time, just so it's not really scattered where it's just like, oh hey, are you free, or hey, are you free? Let me know if you guys can relate, because at least that's just how my schedule works. So I do message Ronnie, let him know my schedule and let him know if there's a specific time and date we can schedule something. And then he goes, are you free at 8? And I say yes. At this moment I was like yes, like he asked me if I'm free at 8. I end up getting ready and I'm excited. I'm like,
finally we're getting this video done. We're getting it done. I'm gonna be an influencer.
I was ready. I got my notebook, my pen and paper. I'm looking decent. I got my lashes on, my hair did, and everything. Basically text him at 8. I just say whenever you're ready. And
I got no reply.
I ended up getting no reply. I remember that day. I don't have the proof of it, but maybe he can show it to you, because I know on Instagram you can. Okay, let me show you. Let me say first. I think he was actually out at IKEA that day, from my very terrible memory. Well, I'm pretty sure he probably forgot, which I don't know. I can't blame him because he is busy. He's a busy person. He had a baby on the way, but also like, I'm his client, so I don't know. But I'm 100% positive he was at IKEA or he was doing something at 8 o'clock. I was just sitting in bed kind of wondering what to do, because I really wanted to get this started and I was really looking forward to finally doing a video chat with him, because I really wanted to work with him. Yeah, I was just kind of sad and upset that I was kind of left hanging. Comment down below if y'all like Mexican candy, because I
Okay, love Mexican candy.
I'm gonna eat and tell the story at the same time. Continuing on about the whole situation with him not getting back to me. At this point, I was just, a little sad, because I was really looking forward to being able to work with him, and I put a lot of money into this, so at least I was just hoping for
A text back, maybe?
I end up messaging him saying I was hoping for a text back last night to initiate the call, and me not receiving any response is unprofessional. I invested money for this to happen and to jumpstart a dream. I basically told him I do understand that our schedules are super busy. I'm really trying as a client, as a mentor. I would like, the same energy. Like,
Give me the energy that I want!
super amped to have this opportunity to work with him, and I'm just upset that it's taking weeks to even establish the first video chat. Well, let me know if what I said was wrong. I'm using this as like a therapy session rather than like a story time. I feel like any job or interview with you not showing up or you not saying anything, it does make the person look bad on their end. And I'm not saying that it made him look bad, but it was just like, I just wanted the same energy. And I just wanted at least something to know that I didn't need to put on all this makeup and stuff for it to become nothing. So then he doesn't reply to me, and I end up texting him 2 days later. I end up calling him, giving him a call to let him know what happened, whatever happened to the first video chat, and whatever happened to you replying to me. I did call him, but it did go to voicemail, but not really, because it said this voicemail has not been set up yet. So I didn't really go to anything. And I just told him, please shoot me a call or text just so we can be on the same page, because I'm just wondering if we'll ever get started on doing this program. He never replies back to me. So I go back on Instagram and I message him, because I do see that he's active and I do see that he's posting on social media, because social media is his life. So just the fact that I'm not really getting a text message back, or his team's not texting me back, it's just kind of a little frustrating. I text him and I just tell him I'm trying to reach out to you on your business number regarding our video chat. I was waiting for a response on Monday to initiate a call, but I received nothing. I just told him I wanted an update and that I totally understand that he has other priorities to do. So just please update me or send me a text so I'm not left waiting. Like I said, with the energy, like you want the same energy. I want a 50-50. I don't want no like 20-80. You know what I mean? Like these replies are dry. Just luckily,
Hallelujah.
after like hella days of not replying to me and dry ass replies like the Sahara Desert,
Dry.
he does text me back and he says, we are still operating and we will get back to you shortly. Your program begins once you have that first call. Just tell him, okay, thank you for the update, trying to be chill about it. Like,
That call didn't even happen.
also, one thing I want to mention is that I was kind of upset because he didn't really apologize about the first call or didn't even say anything about the first call, didn't even mention it like it never happened. So I just kind of let it go. He texts me and basically asked me how open my day is. I told him that I have work at 5, I have to start getting ready at 3, and that's literally my schedule. On the weekends I either work 11 to 6 or I work 11 to 6 or I work 5 to 11. So I work long ass hours. I feel like maybe I should have taken initiative. I don't know. I feel like this whole time maybe I should have pushed it more. Like maybe I wasn't pushing enough for it, but I gotta learn and I'm learning. So I should have texted him back and said something, but he never got back to me. Maybe I should have said something. But Saturday, November 9th, this was funny actually. Not really funny, but it was just like,
Whoa.
on Saturday, I had family in town for a baby shower for my niece. It was me and my brother in the car, and all of a sudden, we were listening to some music, and because I was oxing and I was just...
I was just dancing, you know?
All of a sudden, my phone starts ringing, and in my head, I was probably thinking like, oh, maybe it's like one of my cousins calling me, asking me if we're almost there. And then it freaking says Ronnie Banks. And I was like... We basically just had like a small conversation, and he was just saying, hey, you know, I was just catching up on business, catching up on some stuff, I'm just wondering if you're free to talk. And in my head I just realized, I was like, it's Saturday and he told me that he doesn't handle clients on weekends. I tell him, you know, hey, I'm actually on the way to a baby shower right now, and are you free to talk tomorrow? And I told him, unfortunately, you know, I'm not free tomorrow. I do have family in town. I just want to spend the rest of the day with them until I had work at 5 p.m. I didn't tell him I had work at 5 p.m., but I did tell him about my family. And I asked him, are you free to talk on Monday after I get off of class? And then he said, yeah, we could do it on Monday. And I said, perfect. I believe we said at 8 o'clock because I do get out of class at 7:30. So then we initiate that. Told him, you know, so excited. But then, you know, my brother, the first thing he was like, who the fuck was that? Because he knows I don't really have friends. And I was like, oh my god,
Who's Ronnie Banks?
and he was like, hey, you do know that we don't got school on Monday? And I was like,
Why?
and it was because it was Veterans Day. I was like, oh shoot. And usually when it's a holiday, you are most likely scheduled to work. I checked my schedule and
Bitch, I was working.
and I immediately messaged him back. And I told him, I was like, hey Ronnie, you know, my brother told me this, you know, I'm scheduled to work. I said, would you be able to do a video chat in the morning? Like, I specifically said the morning because I need time to get ready, and you know, I take forever to get ready. So that's why I chose specifically the morning. I told him, you know, I'm also free all day Tuesday if that's more convenient for you. So I knew I fucked up in that moment, not knowing that it was freaking Veterans Day. Didn't want him to think I was lying, so I said, this is my work schedule. If you're free any other days, you know, I'm sorry. After that, you know, he never got back to me. He's probably catching up on all the stuff that he needed to do anyways, so I was just kind of waiting. But on Monday, he texted me November 11th, and he said, are you able to do 1:30? And keep in mind, I asked him if we were able to do a video chat in the morning. So obviously, my answer would be no. And I told him, like I said, this is my set schedule. Like, when I need to do something, I need to do something. So I said, I'll be doing my makeup while I'm getting ready for work. I said I usually leave for 2 because I do need to commute, so I'm not sure if that's enough time, because I do start getting ready at 1. and then I have an hour to get ready, and then I start leaving to work at 2 because I do need to commute to work because I can't be late. And I told him that my shift says 2:45, but I'm a shift lead in training, so I do start at 2:30. And then I just asked him, you know, are you free anytime tomorrow? Because I'm free all day. And he just said yes. And then I said, okay, just let me know a time.
But, bitch.
Out of nowhere at 12, he starts calling me. Oh shit, it's Ronnie Banks again. So I answered the phone call and he was like, hey, are you free to talk right now? And I told him, I was like, you know, I'm actually on the way home right now. I'm gonna go take a shower and get ready for work. If you want, I do have 10 minutes. And he said that wasn't enough time. And I knew it wasn't enough time, but you know, maybe to do something, I don't know, have a conversation about, I really don't know actually. But I do ask him if he was free for Tuesday, the next day, and he said yes. And I asked him if 1 o'clock was okay. So then he said yeah. So I repeated it and I was like, okay, so Tuesday, tomorrow at 1. Yeah, like I'll talk to you tomorrow. And then I'm like,
Hallelujah!
finally, it's been almost like a month and a half since we established this, and it's taken this long, but I'm like, it's happening.
It's happening. It's happening. It's happening. It's happening.
So yeah, I was like super excited. I was looking forward to it, looking forward to get through that shift. And then the next day, I'm like, you know what? This is the jumpstart of my career.
I get to work with the motherfucking Ronnie Banks.
Whew. I'm excited and I'm looking forward to it. I'm like extra nervous this time. I don't know why. Tuesday, I wake up, I'm feeling good, I'm feeling ready. I get ready, I pamper myself, I do my makeup, I curl my hair, I get my pen and paper, and then at 1 o'clock, you know, I didn't want it to be like exactly at 1. So then I text him at 1:02 and I was like, hi Ronnie, can I FaceTime call? And then he doesn't get back to me. So then I kind of just, you know, waited out. I'm like, okay, maybe, you know, maybe I'm a little too nervous. It's just exactly 1. So, you know, let me just wait it out a little bit. So I text him again a couple minutes later and I was like, let me know when you're going to call. I'll be waiting. He doesn't get back to me. So I end up messaging him again on his Instagram, message him. And I say, hey Ronnie, I was wondering if you were gonna call today because we agreed on doing the video chat at 1. And he never got back to me. So at this point, I was just like really bummed out. At the end of the day, like I wanted to be an influencer. I wanted to learn how to create a bigger following on social media. I had all these like ambitions. Obviously I could still do it, but like I had all these notes and all these things ready to present to him and tell him so, you know, he can guide me, obviously. So at this point, I was pretty bummed out with the fact that this was the second time we initiated something and it didn't follow through. And especially because, you know, he is posting on his social media. It does say he's active online. It makes me kind of think about like,
was this the right thing to do?
I mean, I second guess myself from the start, but sometimes you kind of just need to jump over that bridge to be like, you know what, just fucking do it. And that's what I did. I was like, want to be an influencer? Then you gotta go do it. You gotta go try. But obviously with the help of another influencer. At this point, I was kind of upset because he never got back to me. So I text him the next day and I just say, hey Ronnie, please get back to me and let me know if this will pull through. And he doesn't really get back to me. So basically I was just reconsidering the whole thing and I was thinking like, you know, maybe this influencer thing, it's not for me. Truly, like it probably wasn't. And this whole thing was just because I wanted to be an influencer and it was just like, it's not working out. I mean, it still can be, you know, I can still try, obviously, but I mean, the situation like with me and Ronnie, it just probably wasn't ideal anymore. I just put $1,000 into this and
I don't know what to do.
in my opinion, I truly feel like I wasn't getting the efforts that I would have wanted from a mentor, especially the person that's running this program, in my opinion. It just wasn't going to how I thought it would be, but then again, it was beta and beta means that it's new and it's in the works, so it's not an actual program. I'm paying for this service to be an influencer. So I decide that I no longer want to proceed with the program. We started this in October, and it is during this time, it was November 13th, so month and a half-ish already. You know, my heart was aching because I really wanted to do this. Maybe it's my fault for not trying hard enough. I don't know. At this point, it's just a learning lesson. I'm better from this. I'm living still, and I'm happy and I'm healthy. That's what matters in life, right? I just tell Ronnie that I no longer want to proceed with this program. Should I just read to you what I said? Like, I might as well. So I just basically say, I no longer want to proceed with this because I truly feel like this whole process is never going to pull through. We established for you to call at 1 yesterday. I texted you, attempted to call you and message you on Instagram waiting for a reply. I can also see you posting on your social media, so I find it disrespectful that I have not received any message back regarding the call, why the call never happened. This is the second time this happened and it's completely unprofessional. This is a business transaction. I put money into this and I received nothing out of it, and because of that, I would like a refund. I know this may not mean much to you, and in no means am I trying to attack you, but this was a super disappointing experience trying to work with someone I look up to. You mentioned in the video that you wanted to help your fans and people with this program, but I didn't see any strive with you wanting to work with me. We would schedule a time and date and it would never pull through, or you'd call me in inconvenient times to when you're only available. I totally understand that you have way more priorities than just helping a regular person slash fan, and that this program you created is completely new, but please understand on my end why I feel this way. I'm not asking for sympathy. I just hope you can put yourself in my shoes to why I'm so upset. Just please give me my money back. Thank you. So kind of a little backtrack of everything that I've basically said. This is my feelings, and my feelings are totally valid because it's just how I feel. And it's my situation, so, you know, y'all can hate, but I'm gonna just speak out my feelings and speak out, you know, this experience. So yeah, I no longer wanted to proceed with this. I mean, of course I wanted, like, at the end of the day, of course I wanted to. But just thinking about it realistically, I felt like it just wasn't gonna happen. And I felt like it was just a waiting game. And with just the 2 times of him not getting back to me, I just felt kind of disrespected, and I felt like it was super unprofessional. Because in my opinion, if you were to look at it in a perspective of a job, if you were to miss an interview, they'd not even hire you, not even reconsider you. Like, they'd just be like, okay, boy, bye, like we'll replace you instantly with somebody else. It's just the fact that it was, I mean, at least in my opinion, it was on his end that he didn't even get back to me. And think about if it was vice versa. If I was the one that didn't get back to him, it'd make me look bad, and he'd probably be like, I don't want to work with you as my client, you know? Just the fact that it was just taking so long, and I truly felt like he was only calling me only in times in his convenience. It was never in times of both of our conveniences. I did try, and I maybe I should have tried harder, but that's the reason why I no longer wanted to proceed with this program. I wanted to get started like real quick and, you know, work with him and progress and all of that stuff. Like, that was like the one thing I was looking forward to. Join this program to want to better myself and, you know, become that influencer, you know, make that money and stuff. The fact that I just had to ask for a refund was just kind of sad. I mean, I was super bummed out about it. I mean, now it's been a couple months now, so obviously I let it go. But let me continue the story. So he gets back to me in the morning and he just says, oh, actually, I know what I can do now. I have the screen recording. He tells me, hello, on terms of the untimely calls, I tried setting up with you over 5 times, asking if you were available, and attempted to call about 3, I believe. In order to be a part of the program, you're supposed to have time and dedication to be able to fulfill the program. Yet every time I asked, you were busy or didn't respond until hours later. I have over a dozen clients, and in all honesty, you were the only one that still hasn't done their first call. On terms of a refund, my finance team has already canceled for the total, and it is non-refundable. But since you haven't even done your first call, I will email them and see if they can process. I can assure you that it will take up to 45 to 60 days beta minimum. Sorry you feel this way, but also see my perspective, not only yours. Kind regards. Going back to what he said he's tried setting up calls with you over 5 times. The times that he did try texting me, and I'm sure you guys saw, those were kind of last minute times and times where I wasn't free. Like any job or interview, you would want a specific time and date so you would be ready. At least in my opinion, that's how I would handle situations, because I don't know, I think it would just be weird kind of just talking to him on FaceTime as if like he was my homie. But I do blame myself because maybe I should have just dropped everything in that moment and just freaking FaceTimed him or something. But I kind of saw it in a more professional perspective where I wanted to look decent, I wanted to be ready, I wanted to have like a pen, notepad, be in a quiet place, because wherever I was constantly doing something, like eating with my family, I was at an event, I was running errands with my sister and my nephew, and it was just like super inconvenient times. And I did try to set up calls with him as well, but you know, he never got back to me at all. You know, you saw the text message, it was fucking dry as hell, like the freaking Sahara Desert. So he said that he attempted to call me 3 times. He did, and I picked up the 2 times. He only called me twice. The baby shower, and he called me when I was on the way home about to shower to get ready to work. So he only called me twice, and I did answer oh my god, I cannot speak. And on top of that, I did call him, I believe I called him twice. So one was, the first time I called him was he didn't have his voicemail set up, and then I believe the second time I called him, I'm pretty sure that I called him that Tuesday when we were supposed to FaceTime. 99% sure that I did call him on FaceTime to see if he would answer, and I don't think he picked up. It's my word against his, so you guys can believe me, you guys don't need to believe me, but at this point, I'm not gonna make this story up. He mentioned about how I'm supposed to have hard work and dedication, and at least in my opinion, I was trying, if not trying more than he was. But maybe I should have tried harder, because at the end of the day, I wanted to be the influencer. So he did say that I was busy, and yes, I was busy, and it was in inconvenient times, and I'm gonna admit that I was busy during those times. He did hit me up, and you know, maybe it is my fault that I wasn't able to drop everything in that moment. I do regret moments where I should have initiated, and I should have stepped up and pushed myself to say something, but then again, I didn't know what to do. He did say, or you didn't respond until hours later. I think the most that he had to wait for me to respond to him was at least 30 minutes, most likely less. I think I've already shared all the times with you guys while I'm trying to edit this video. At least on my end, I tried to respond as fast as possible, but on his end, it would take him days to reply. So he just mentioned about his clients and that I was the only one that hasn't done the first call. And if I'm being honest, I don't really give a fuck about his other clients. I care more about me working with him and our business transaction on what we were supposed to do together and what we settled for. Well, I settled for. When he told me that this was non-refundable, my heart dropped, because I was like, oh my god, I paid $1,000 to want to become an influencer, and instead I lost $1,000 to try to become an influencer. My
dumb ass would.
I replied back, and I just told him, you know, those were times you attempted to call me when I had work, school, or when I'm with my family. I told him I gave him specific times to when I was available, and I hope that a simple message back of you replying to me could update me. And I said, I really want to do this, and if this is non-refundable, is there any way that we can actually get started? Because think about it, if this is non-refundable, then I gotta go through with it. Like, it's either I go through with it and I don't, and I lose $1,000. So obviously, I might as well just continue. Yeah, I asked him, is there any way we can get started? And I said, I will do this. Like, I really will. I know I sound desperate. I said, I just need an actual date and time where we will sit down and either of us do not have to wait on each other. Because I feel like this whole situation, we were just trying to wait on each other. Like, I was waiting for him to be free. He was waiting for me to be free. But it was in times where neither of us were free. Except the times we initiated those calls that he left me. I messaged him that message, and then I messaged him again through his business number, and I'm just like, hi Ronnie, and I know I'm desperate, but $1,000 means a lot to me. It may not mean a lot to you guys, but it means a lot to me. That could have been a month of my college tuition. That could have been my payments that I needed to do for the month. You know what I mean? So coming from someone that's not like rich and I gotta pay bills and I got shit due, I'm messaging you on both your Instagram and business number because I really want to do this program, but with both our poor communication, never pulled through. If this is non-refundable, I'm more than willing to do this. If we could actually initiate the first call, you know, I really want to do this. So please let me know if there's any way of getting started. And then he doesn't really get back to me. So he leaves me on red, doesn't get back to me, and posts on social media. And on November 18th, I message him and I say, good morning. I just wanted to confirm your finance team is processing my refund, and will I be receiving an email regarding my refund? Because he did mention that he will email them to see if they can process it, and he can assure that it'll take 45 to 60 days beta minimum. I message him that, and then he doesn't get back to me. So I message him both on his business number. Hey, I just wanted to confirm your finance team is processing my refund. So he doesn't get back to me. So then the next day, I message him November 19th. Then I say, hey Ronnie, any updates? Just want to know if your team's gonna process my refund because I need that motherfucking $1,000 back. Like, hello. And he just says, due to the fact that the funds have been accounted for, they're unable to provide refund. And he says, in case they are able, it will take a 45-day beta minimum. And I didn't really know what that meant. So I was like, okay, so he's basically telling me that I can't get my refund back. So I just asked him, under what circumstances are they able to provide me a refund? Because I received nothing from this service and haven't even done the first call. And if y'all were listening, in the beginning, when I was trying to reach out to him, he said that the program begins once you initiate the first call. So you are okay. So that's the reason why I was fighting for it, because we didn't do a first video chat, we didn't do anything. And keep in mind, there's no contract signed. My dumb did not know that whenever you're doing a business transaction, always have a contract. That's the process of learning. You learn new things, and I didn't know that I should have signed a contract or something regarding, you know, this whole situation. But I guess because it's beta, I just wanted to do it and have guinea pigs to kind of experiment and stuff like that. And you know, I was one of them, but it didn't work out. He doesn't get back to me, so then I end up messaging him again the next day. And I know, like, it's like one text message at a time, so I'm not like spamming his phone like for hours and hours and hours. Like, it's like I would text him one day and then he doesn't get back to me, I'll text him another day. And I'm trying to keep it like as professional as possible. Y'all can hate me for my response, but go ahead and read it. Let me know, like, maybe I sound like a child to you, but in my opinion, I think I sound fine. I say, hello, since your team cannot refund me for the finance that has been accounted for, it's my only option to proceed with this program, because like I said, lose $1,000 or I gain that $1,000 and I gain something to better myself. I told him, you know, I'm trying to be completely transparent with the situation. Like, I just need him to communicate with me on whether or not I am going to be receiving a full refund or I'm going to need to proceed with this program. And again, he doesn't get back to me. I text him again and I just ask him, you know, like, please let me know what's going to happen with that $1,000. Like, $1,000 is a lot to me and I need to know whether or not I'm going to proceed with this, or confirm that your team's going to be giving me that refund. And then I text him again on his business number, November 21st, and I just say the same thing, like, please confirm with me whether or not I need to do a option A or option B. He gets back to me and he replies, hello, at this point it became very unprofessional and I don't see a fit to working with you. On terms of a refund, I will only be able to supply half a refund because it has already been accounted and taxed, and it will take a process to transfer. Typically, as I said, we do not offer refunds and it is non-refundable. This program was only a beta. Again, if you have any additional concerns, please email my representation. I will no longer be available through DM. And at that point, I was like so bummed out, because it's like,
I think this dude hates me now.
like, all I wanted to do was
Be an influencer.
I'm pretty sure that I was probably bugging him, but $1,000, like I said, is a lot. And I'm not about to just lose it like I gambled for it. And like I lost the lottery or something. I was super upset and I didn't know what to do. So luckily, I told them the story with the situation that I was going through, and they asked me, you know, where did you pay Ronnie on? And like I said, how me paying him through PayPal was a blessing in disguise. They said that I could actually file a claim regarding that I never received the service. I'll go ahead and show you that I filed the claim, and I'm not really gonna get into too much detail because I've already explained so much about this whole situation. But on PayPal, if you've never received like a package or service, then you can file a claim. This is where the blessing in disguise comes into place. So luckily to my friends that I was telling the whole story to about, they basically asked me where I paid Ronnie to do this program, and I told them I paid him through PayPal. And they told me that I can file for a dispute in which I can tell PayPal that I never received the service and that I asked for a refund and he didn't give me my money back. Or he's refusing to give me my money back because he said that it's non-refundable. But there's no contract stating that this is non-refundable and yada yada yada. You can file a claim to where you, the buyer and the seller can basically kind of do the settlement first, where you guys can either work out the solution, and then if you guys don't work out the solution, then that's where you're gonna file the, what's it called? I file for the dispute on PayPal, and I provide screenshots and I write the paragraph. So surprisingly, he ends up messaging me through Instagram, because he did say he will be no longer available through Instagram DMs. And he basically said that, we've been directed through PayPal. The main concern and priority was to help you in build. Once you had a single sign of frustration, you demanded refunds and basically slandered my professionalism. PayPal is not the accounting for the payment, and if you'd like to discuss the proper steps and actions to move forward, so we are both happy. I totally understand that the main thing was for me to build and for him to help me, because I wanted to be the influencer and everything. But I don't know if he probably took it the wrong way, but he did say that because I had a single sign of frustration, I demanded refunds and slandered his professionalism. And this is my opinion. So I believe that in no means was I trying to slander his professionalism. If anything, I believe that he lacked professionalism, and I'm gonna say it. I was afraid to say it, but I'm going to say it, and I'm going to post it, because this is my opinion, and this is how I feel, and this is my situation, and this is just for you guys to listen and to hear out my story. He could probably be professional, as professional as he can be with his career, but in this situation with him and I, it was not that professional. And I wish it could have been, and I tried to keep this as professional as possible. I think things between the both of us could have been handled better, but I'll admit I was frustrated with him not getting back to me the 2 times we did initiate a call, and the times that he never got back to me. I truly felt like I wasn't a priority to him as a client, and I wasn't like valued as a client for paying this much for a service, and wanting to better myself and become the person that I wanted to be. That's that. He said PayPal is not the accounting for the payment, but he told me to pay through PayPal or Cash App. So it's like, what can we do? The part where we're talking about discussing the proper steps, I could have easily told him that I'm just gonna go through PayPal and we can see what's up and we can see what's gonna happen. But I did want to see my options and respect him and see what we can do together to figure this out, because at the end of the day, I just wanted my money back. I did tell him that the times that he didn't reply to me, all I needed was a reply. I think like any text message, all you would want is just a reply to be like, okay, hey, I'm still here. Hey, we're still doing this. And finally told him that I repeated myself with his lack of communication, with calling me in times of his convenience. And I told him that I'm a full-time student, I work 4 days a week and all of that, and I've been in full communication and consideration of his time, and he has shown a continuous disregard for my time and my efforts without a timely reply. At the end of the day, I just told him all I'm asking for is my money back, and I have not received anything from this service. There's no contract signed, and I had to resort to PayPal for protection as a buyer. And if your team is willing to give me the refund, then we can discuss the proper steps in moving forward. He doesn't get back to me, so I text him again and I say, hey, just want to touch base on the situation. Is your team going to contact me regarding the refund? And he basically told me that yes, they said that they can make the arrangements only if I removed the dispute on PayPal, and then he's gonna contact me, move me over to his team. And then I basically told him that I will not remove it until I get 100% confirmation that I will receive my refund back. And then I said, as a buyer, PayPal is my only protection, and it is literally my only protection. Where I know my money is secured, and if I remove it, then my case will close. And then I told them that I would rather wait until they guarantee me my refund rather than just removing the case. Then he just basically tells me that they are protected in a clause where Beta is deeming a no guarantee. And then he said that they can counter strike my account and escalate this more than it needs to be. And he basically said that I've just given you my word of 100% refund, but they will not be doing any discussing until the claim is removed. And he said, let's be professional and understanding about this. Whew, let me just talk since this is my video. In my opinion, I've been trying to be completely transparent and understanding and professional with the situation. This whole situation wouldn't have played out to how it is if we kept it professional and kept it with the specific time and dates that we scheduled to do calls and reply in timely manners, and not just leave people on red. I just told him, please understand that this has escalated to where it is now because of how this whole situation played out. And honestly, it's frustrating to have joined a program where I wanted to better myself, but now I'm fighting to get my money back. And I told him that I was never notified that this program was non-refundable. And I said that although you've given me your 100% word of a refund, I would like to either get in contact with a team member or receive documentation confirming that I will receive $1,000 before taking it down. And I think that you guys can relate that although he said he's given me his word, he hasn't been inconsistent with his words and with this whole journey with trying to make me become an influencer. So I really wanted to get in contact with somebody first, or at least get some type of paper or documentation stating that I will get that refund, because like I said, PayPal at the end of the day was the only thing protecting me, and I could have easily just been like, you know what, peace out, Ronnie, I'm gonna just go through PayPal, you can figure this out yourself, and not cooperate with him at all. And then he says, I typically have final say in any and all of my businesses. You have my guarantee. We will process the refund for you, and I will send you confirmation of this once removed. I will let you know a payment, return date, and any additional information. Only reason we ask to remove it is because it will mess up with our taxes and accounting and make things a lot more stressful on both ends. When I read this, I just told him I'm at work right now and I'm off late. I need time to think about this before I give him a firm answer. The reason why is because I've been inconsistent with his words. And actually, let me just read to you what I wrote because I think it'll explain everything. I tell him I would like to clear things up. First, I was given a choice of this being non-refundable. Then your finance team said they're able to give me half, and now I'm able to receive a full refund because I filed a claim through PayPal. What if I never filed the claim on PayPal? Since you make all the final decisions in your business, why didn't you make the decision of giving me a full refund from the beginning to save us both time? I'm asking this because you've been inconsistent with every answer you've given me. If you want to remove it, I need documentation or some proof where it states I will be receiving $1,000 because your word is not something I can trust in this transaction.
Ooh.
Tell me why I felt so powerful when I wrote that. You've been so inconsistent with everything, like non-refundable, half. I freaking filed that, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, okay, now it's gonna mess up with his taxes and accounting and stuff like that. He doesn't get back to me, and instead he blocks me. He blocks me. And I said, what? Lord, this still gets me heated every time. He blocks me on Instagram, and I was waiting for a reply. I was like, okay, maybe I put him on check, so he's probably mad, because I did see that it said seen. It said he read it. Okay, maybe he's trying to think of what to say, probably trying to formulate the documentation, talk to his team, but instead he blocks me.
You're like, what?
He begins to delete all of our messages. And that's explaining why I just have screenshots and I don't have a full screen recording of our conversations. He fucking deleted it all. He deleted majority of our conversation, and luckily my ass freaking screenshotted all of it. So that's why I have all this proof. At the end of the day, I tried to keep it as professional as possible. I tried to see my options with him and accommodate to what he wanted me to do. And the fact that he blocked me and deleted the messages, I was just like, what was the reasoning for that? Like, did you think that this never happened, or is it because you got so frustrated? Like, I'm not really sure why, but I have it all. So hello, that's why I made this video. But let me continue on with everything. I felt kind of stupid at this point because I was like, you know what, why did I even give him the chance to even try to talk it out with me, to figure out whether or not he was going to give me a refund. And in my head I was thinking, like, maybe he wanted me to remove it so he can block me and then just like let me lose that $1,000. And I don't know, there's just so many things going through my head in that moment. I was just like, okay, did he, like, is he not giving me that $1,000 back because he's petty and he's mad? $1,000 is probably something he can make through a Fashion Nova ad or something like that. $1,000 is probably like something he can make off like a picture or something, maybe 2 pictures. And you know, he knew that $1,000 meant a lot to me. He could have easily been like, you know what, I want this girl to stop bothering me, so I'll just give her her $1,000 back so she could just shut the fuck up, you know? I could have easily removed that PayPal claim if I could have just gotten like a Venmo or something, or Cash App or PayPal or whatever. But it had to escalate to this, and I will continue to tell you what happened. So I end up filing for a dispute, and this is when PayPal makes the decision and has to hear both sides of the story, and basically makes a decision on whether or not I get the money or I don't get the money, and then Ronnie wins. Share my case, and I didn't know that there was a word count, so I had to erase hella stuff. And thank you to my friend Julian for helping me formulate that message, because I really didn't know how to formulate it and condense the story into something so small. So basically, I had a set date to when I needed to formulate the message, or else my case will close forever and I won't get my money back. So I basically sent my dispute, and then all we were waiting for was Ronnie's side of the story. But he never wrote his side or gave his statement to his side of the story. So
Your girl got her money
I got my money back. Luckily, it was like a Christmas present to me, because I got it back December 15th. This was like when I was like finishing finals and stuff, so it was like a good time. I was like, ooh, I'm done with school, like I got my money back, it's winter break, I'm going on vacation, like it was such a good time. Like I was so happy, because just the fact that, yeah, I got my $1,000 back. Like, who would want to lose $1,000? Technically though, I actually spent that $1,000, because recently it was my birthday and I did bottle service at the club, and that shit was so expensive, so I kind of used up that money. I lost money, but here are pics if y'all want to see it, because I looked cute. That's what happened. And as I was gonna make this video, because I know I'm super late on it, because 1, I was on vacation, 2, it was my birthday, and then 3, now I got time, and I didn't want to put too much time into this, but it's taken me a while to just even talk about this. But while I was forming this, or while I was gonna make this video, I was trying to pull up the messages that Ronnie didn't delete on Instagram, and it was no longer there. Like everything was gone. Like everything was gone. And I don't know why. I don't know why you did this, Ronnie, if you're watching, but I got the screen recording of it. And I'm not sure if it's because you just wanted to pretend like it never happened, but it did happen. And here's my video. I wanted to make this video, one, because I wanted to shed light on my experience and how I was treated and how I tried to become an influencer and it flopped. Like it was a freaking fail. And also just to shed light on how I got treated as a client who paid for the service from Ronnie Banks. In no means am I trying to slander his professionalism, but in no means am I trying to bash on him. You know, I'm sure he's he is for sure a good person. I wouldn't be supporting him through all these years and watching his vlogs if I knew that he wasn't a good person. This was just a terrible encounter that I went through, and I wanted to speak about it because my voice deserves to be heard. And Ronnie, if you're watching this, like, I'm still a fan. I'm still a fan, of course I am, but it's just the fact that I got treated this way and I really don't think I deserved it. I'm sorry if I didn't try hard enough for you. All I wanted was to work with you and for you to acknowledge, you know, your wrongs. And I tried to do my best. At least I tried. At least I think I tried my best. I think that's the end of the video. Let me know your comments down below because this video is probably hella long and hopefully I got everything. I never knew that I would be posting a video like this because I see these videos on social media, like exposing and stuff like that, but in no means was I trying to expose him. I was just trying to talk about an experience and see if anyone else went through this. And if you guys did, please like message me, like Instagram DM me or something, just so I know that I'm like not alone. Thank you guys for watching. If y'all want, comment, like, and subscribe. And also just want to say shout out to my friends that are watching this and to everyone who helped me through the situation. This was not insane, but I guess insane. But yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. Thank you for taking the time to watch this. So I'm gonna enjoy the rest of my tea.
It's cold already.